Good evening. Xavier back again with another video. And before I get started, this rant is brought to you by natural and artificially flavored black cherry sparkling water beverage. And as you can see, I had to pull my Texans jersey out of my closet. And if you read the title of my video, then you know what time it is. It's time to give my thoughts about this past Sunday's game between the Houston Texans and the Washington Redskins. Now, before I get started giving out the results, I have to say this was a tough one for the Texans this past Sunday. They were this close to becoming 6-4. I just wish in the fourth quarter they did not miss that field goal. When they was kicking that field goal in the fourth quarter, it came up short. But when it was the Redskins' turn to kick a field goal, thank God their field goal came up short. So here's the results. In the first quarter, the Texans were 10-0. In the second quarter, the Texans scored 7 touchdowns while the Redskins scored 7. So it was 17-7 for the Texans. In the third quarter, the Texans scored 3 touchdowns and the Redskins scored 7 more. So it was, I believe it was 21. No, it was 20-14. Then in the fourth quarter, the Texans scored 3 more touchdowns and the Washington Redskins scored 7. The final score, Houston Texans 23 and the Washington Redskins 21. I have to say the Texans defense was pretty good, but they got to do a better job with their offense, because if it wasn't for them missing that field goal in the fourth quarter, they would have had more points. And I was going to lose it if they was going to lose this game. But I'm glad that the Texans won. If the Redskins would have made that field goal, they would have won the game. But thank God that the Texans won this game. They're now 7-3. I said these 4 words before and I'll say it again. The Texans strikes again. Like I said before, ever since they ended their 9-game losing streak against the Indianapolis Colts on September 30th, the Texans has been on the roll. They started losing 3 games. Then, for the past 7 games, they have been on a roll. And on September 30th and October 6th, they won 2 back-to-back games at overtime against the Indianapolis Colts and the Cowboys. The Texans' next game, I believe, is against the Cleveland Browns on Monday. Let me see. Hold on, give me a second. This thing was running slow. No, excuse me. This Sunday, the Texans go up against the Cleveland Browns, and it's going to be in the NRG Stadium here in Houston. Hopefully they'll go 8-3. I know the Texans can do it. No, excuse me, their next game is on Sunday, December the 2nd. 2 weeks before WWE TLC at 12 noon on CBS. I definitely can't wait for the next Texans game. So that wraps up my thoughts about this past Sunday's game between the Houston Texans and the Washington Redskins. Like I said, this was a close one for the Texans. If the Redskins made that field goal in the fourth quarter, the Texans would have lose this game. But I'm glad they won. So let me know, what are your thoughts about this past Sunday's game between the Texans and the Redskins? Like this video, subscribe to my channel for more videos, click on the notification bell for any video that I upload, and I'll catch you in my next rant in a minute about somebody being released from the Houston Rockets. Go Houston Texans.